Hello again, friends. I'm very glad to see you here for the fifth lesson. Before we get started, let's review the affirmation presented at the end of the last lesson. Do you remember what it was? I can best protect my own well-being by being kind to others. Speaking of well-being, let's again review a couple of points from earlier in the course. Bullying is really attacking, and that's what we could be calling it. It's an attack on another person and that thing inside of them called well-being. The weapons an attacker uses are, can you remember? Mean words, mean actions, and threats. When an attack is successful, then well-being is damaged. The bullier is satisfied because the other person no longer feels safe and comfortable, which was the bullier's whole idea in the first place. The bullier feels like he has won some sort of a contest, but you can't claim to win a contest if the other person never wanted to be involved in the first place. It's like saying you won a ping pong game when in truth, the other person doesn't even want to play and isn't even really trying. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the top 3 ways that a person can repair the damage they have done when attacking another person's well-being. Do you understand the meaning? I think you probably do. It simply means that we don't know of any way to completely repair the damage done to somebody's well-being after it has been attacked. One of the first answers I hear from bulliers is that they will apologize. Once they've been found to have attacked another person's well-being, they will go say that they're sorry. But let me tell you something about apologies. Apologies do not heal a wound. Imagine a cut on your arm. What words can you say that will heal that cut? There aren't any. We would not need doctors if that worked. Of course, I'm not really talking about a wound on the arm or anywhere else that you can see it. I'm talking about a wound to somebody's well-being. But it's the same. An apology can't heal any kind of wound or fix any kind of damage. Something miraculous has been discovered about apologies, though. They can't heal the wound, but they can soothe the pain. This only works, though, if the apology connects to your heart before it comes out of your mouth. If it just comes from your mind and has no connection to the heart, then it's just words and it has no soothing power. One thing that has been found to help heal the wound following an attack on someone's well-being is this: not having to spend close-up time with the person who attacked them. This is the reason for the give way rule, and is why it has been and continues to be your job to stay away from the person you attacked, so that they can let their wound heal without reminders of the attack. If the other person goes to your school, then you'll only spend time around the other person if an adult at the same school tells you that it's necessary. Following the rule is essential for healing, both you and the other person. I hope also that you will provide an apology to the person you harmed that comes up from the heart. But of course, no one wants you to apologize if your apology is really just a string of words coming out of your mouth that you don't really feel in your heart. You cannot help the other person to heal. They will be doing that all alone. Your healing will also be done alone. And it needs to be done as soon as possible so that the injury you have done to your own well-being heals properly and does not become an ugly scar on your heart. Your mentor is trying to help you with that healing right now. You are in a waiting period now to see if, later on, the person whose well-being you harmed is interested in spending time with you anymore at all. Maybe they will want to, but maybe not. This is their decision and not yours. But while you're waiting, you're staying away from them, as the giveaway rule states, both in person and electronically. This rule protects the other person's well-being, but also yours. Being mean toward another person can be a bad habit, and maybe a habit that you have. I don't want you to be mean to anyone, because doing that also hurts your own well-being. You're also hurting yourself when you're mean to another person. So you have some healing to do also. And staying away from the other person will help repair your well-being too. Your mentor will talk more about that with you after this lesson is over, before you go on to Module 2, Lesson 6. You might not have noticed, but in today's lesson, I have suggested 2 different things: that you can apologize to the person to help soothe their injury, and that you must stay away, not talk to the other person. It's not a problem for me to say both things. If you decide that you have an apology to give, an apology that is not just plain words, but really comes up from the heart, it can easily be delivered by someone else in the form of a private note that is delivered to them by your mentor or possibly your teacher or the principal. But let me caution you, the worst thing I think you could do right now would be to offer the other person an apology message that does not really come up from the heart and that you don't really mean. That would be a waste of time, and it would only show that you are not ready to be honest with the people who care about you, or to be honest with yourself or with anyone. No one will be impressed with a false apology, and some people will probably be upset with you for that. So please think carefully about it before sending someone an apology. If you mean it, that's wonderful. If you don't, get rid of the idea, as it would be a big mistake. You and your mentor will talk more about this before you go on to Lesson 6. This is about the end of Lesson 5. Just like you did at the end of Lessons 1 through 4, you should now take the quiz for Lesson 5. Then, contact your mentor and let him know that you've finished this lesson and are ready to talk about the information. As with Lessons 1 through 4, your conversation with your mentor will have to show that you watched this lesson, understood the information, and that you have given it some thought. I have an affirmation for you before you leave today. It says, "People make mistakes. Smart people like me learn from mistakes." Be sure to repeat that affirmation several times today and tomorrow so that you can tell it to your mentor if he asks, without having to look it up in your student guidebook. I want to tell you again that I'm very glad you're a member of this course, and I look forward to seeing you sign on next time for lesson number 6.